Good morning and welcome again to another Making Mondays Matter. Uh, I trust we had a great weekend. Uh, Belated Father's Day greetings to all dads listening. I know yesterday was Father's Day, and I trust that you would have been treated appropriately and accordingly. This morning, I just want to offer a word of encouragement. And I want us to recognize that in spite of all the difficulties and challenges you may be facing during this period, that the fight is not over. The fight is not over. Just last evening, I was watching a number of interviews on a documentary. It was North American based, but it is relevant to all of us. With all the challenges that persons are facing in relation to the upheaval surrounding COVID 19 and all these other things that are happening right now, especially as it relates to the George Floyd situation, how it's impacting the lives of so many people. But one that stood out with me, a particular interview, was with a young business owner who in February had a thriving, viable business with a number of employees. And at the end of May, the business was pretty much closing or closed, and all the employees were let go. The business owner, needless to say, a young lady, was crestfallen. Uh, but she made a point, that she needs to try. She needs to see what she can do to make this work, to make life work. And it's at that point, that I started reflecting on the challenges that we all face at various stages of life, but in particular around this period and what's happening. I just want to encourage us that the fight isn't over until you say it's over. I had a old saying that goes, you're not beaten once you get back up. It may be getting beat up, but once you get back up, you are still in the fight. And I want to encourage us to keep getting back up. When difficult times like this come, recognize that it often depends upon your willingness to keep going if you're going to make a success of the entire situation. If you're going to come out of it on the positive side rather than the negative side. It is not easy, and I'm not trying to minimize anything or trying to say that you should be a martyr for the cause. That's not what I'm speaking about. Because there are some things that when you recognize that they can't work or they will not work, that it's best to walk away from them. I'm not talking about those situations. I'm talking about life in general where you have given it your best shot and circumstances beyond your control, as it is with COVID 19, has literally taken it all away. Do you just sit down and curl up and waste away? I say no, get up and see what it is that you can do to help with the situation. And not what I said, see what it is that you can do, not what you cannot do. You can't create a market that isn't there. And for some of us, that may mean even changing careers, changing direction. And there was one gentleman on the program that was interviewed who was in his mid 50s. And the question was asked, so when last were you unemployed? And his answer was, I was never unemployed at any time in my life until now. And so it will also cause you to deal with circumstances that you may not have ever encountered before and may not even know where to start. I'm saying, even in these cases, don't give up. There's lots of resources out there today that you can lean on for information. There are other persons that you can call upon. just to ask a question. And sometimes that's really all is required. Because if you have lived your last 20, 30 years in a particular frame of mind, you've never had to think outside that box. And so you've never even had to ask the question. And so I'm encouraging us today that no matter how difficult the situation may appear at this point in time, don't give up. Look for another opportunity, another way of progressing, because it is not over until you say it's over. But this is David Ince for Living Successfully Inc., wishing you a successful week in whatever you do, even if it's starting over again. Have a great day.